inches.
That's over a little bit.
We're live.
We're live.
We're live.
Hooray! All right.
Hey!
Hey everybody, Rick will be joining us in just a minute.
Sort of.
This is what we actually look like.
I'm sorry.
I have
Yeah.
my hat on because my fucking hair looks crazy.
Jesus. Vain as always, Rick.
That's yours, Paul?
This is
Rick,
mine.
this is yours.
That's yours. That's yours, Rick.
Okay. Oh yeah. All right. You get two
I
fister.
get double fist in this
Double
shit.
fist.
This is me.
Okay.
Someone making sure that people are...
And there's
Oh, you gotta
me.
turn the audio off on that or it'll really fuck with my head.
That's gonna be
Okay,
hilarious.
and then Paul can
It
sit
is a
right
little late.
there.
It's like the 10-second
There we
delay.
go. Hey, we're all in.
Gotta get
over here.
uploaded, downloaded.
Water there.
All right.
Hey!
All right.
What a crew, what a crew.
Start it off, Rick.
Wow, I feel like this is the Last Supper.
If you want to be in the shop, be in the side of the table.
Yeah. Somebody comes up behind me, I know what's the problem. All right, welcome to episode 100.
Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations, staff.
Thank you. Well, we're already
Ah,
really...
cheers to that, guys.
Cheers,
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 yeah,
cheers to
cheers,
one
brother.
another.
Having-
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
What are we drinking?
Where are we at, Rick?
Where are we at?
Yeah.
Oh.
This episode of 100 Snafu is brought to you by 40 Creek and Bullet and Smirnoff.
So far.
So far.
So far.
It's a little scotch in us too, I think. There's
Oh,
so
and-
far a little scotch.
And the new Warlord Games introductory, starter set.
Do I have to-
We'll talk about
Introductory
later.
Do
starter
we have to
set?
do we have to blur that out?
No,
We can't. It's live.
we'll try.
If I could figure out how to do that, I would do that just so people would.
Cool. So let's start it off, guys.
Yeah, well, let's start. Say hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Say hi, Dale.
Hey guys.
Say hi, John.
Hi.
Say hi, Paul.
Hi.
Say hi, Pat.
Hi.
Hi. I was remembering who I got.
Say hi, Rick.
Hi,
Who
hi,
Who
Rick.
am I?
All right, welcome. We have no agenda.
That wasn't clear.
Nothing written down.
Tangent City is coming our way.
Again, where are we? Let's start with that.
Oh
Start
yeah,
from the
yeah,
top.
yeah. We're at Renegade Open and
2024.
2024. We had to tell everyone what year it was, I guess.
Yep.
I suppose.
I'm gonna watch this later because I'm gonna forget
In the
everything
future,
that
our,
happens.
our
tonight.
children,
okay.
our children's children will know.
Yeah, it's now in the eternal record
That's
for
right.
sure. Yeah, we're in Plymouth, Minnesota. We're in
Crown Plaza.
Crown Plaza in a conference room.
We're in conference room F and G.
So
Yeah.
if you see this and you want to say hi, come down and say hi. We'll be here tomorrow.
Yep.
And it's the quietest we've ever had a show.
Oh my gosh.
Because
Right.
we have two rooms.
we have
That's right.
yeah.
I guess it kind of worked out.
And we
It
put the
was-
tank guys in the other room.
We
And,
did.
Sequestered ourselves.
and we also messages and everything.
Wow, people are already
Fucking monitor's too far away though.
We
so
couldn't
I can't leave
afford
it.
Well, we'll
a
answer you
producer, so
later.
no one is looking at the chat. Sorry,
That's right.
guys.
We're all getting live.
We everyone that we could get to do something is in the other room helping with the
With the stuff that we're not doing.
The event that I'm supposed to be running, but I'm not running at this point.
We'd rather have you here, Rick.
It's like a nuclear
Pat
reactor. It's
said it-
self-running.
Pat-
I
Yeah,
deputized some. I deputized
It's
Jeff
self-running.
Fricker.
It's all
Pat
good.
gave everyone somebody else stuff and said go,
Yep.
and that's my kind of event is that I don't have to do anything. So
There you go.
It's a good event, though.
It's a good event.
I want to
They're
thank you
having
guys for allowing us to be here, and myself and Paul Long. We're all here, and I really, really, really cannot say enough for thanks. And this is how I like to end my convention run, and it's so much fun to be here with you guys.
For the
With
folks
good-
who might not know,
Yeah,
why are you here?
this is because it's Renegade GT, and
Right.
it's Snafu's run, and we like to be here. And me and Paul are representing a Warlord, and
That's
we like
right.
to come here. Here's our nice banner for you guys, but this is how we end our
Yeah, it's
con.
nice.
This is the we travel all over the United States and Canada. We do a bunch of conventions, a bunch of shows.
You're the Raiders for Warlord here for
Yeah,
us.
yep. And of all the terrain we see, except for Adepticon, because Adepticon is the Mac Daddy, and we'll all agree to that, is the Mac Daddy for
That's
miniature wargaming. This is by far the best tables, the best gamers, the best show, and you got to come up here to Renegade GT. It's
We
the best thing.
appreciate that.
I only know the ones I run, and they seem fantastic.
Exactly,
Yeah, right.
exactly. What do you think, Paul?
Well, Jeff's got good tables too.
Jeff Fortella does have good tables, and he does do a pretty good job of mixing GT.
Well, Jeff and we can all have good tables.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think that
It
works
doesn't
out
have to be
alright,
just
so.
us.
yeah, it's not mutually exclusive. Yeah, other
Right.
people can have
Yeah.
beautiful tables too.
That's
And
right.
if
right.
Jeff has good tables, then that inspires us to have
Better
do
tables.
better tables.
Right, right.
And then hopefully Jeff can see that and then turn around and
Right. Well, I always say there's
increase
nothing.
his game. So
I always say there's nothing better than having good tables, good miniatures painted up, and good friends and having good libations.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
it's a
Right
good
on.
time.
I was gonna say you could have the most beautiful tables if you got crappy players. It's
Amen.
not a fun time.
Amen. Yep.
And in addition to all of that, the fact that you guys come down and support us and offer the prize support, you're in the vendor hall and you're pushing everything and pulling the strings for us makes a huge difference for us. So
Thank you very
seriously,
much.
Something I
Well,
can't-
we,
Thanks,
and we rolled hard this year. We brought in our rolling racks. So
yeah, you we're not fucking around. That's
it
for
took over
sure.
a whole room.
Yeah, you have essentially an entire. Yeah, you brought an entire game store with you.
Yeah, one of the Renegade guys came down and they're like there's a Warlord Megastore that's set up in the vendor hall. So
yeah, it is kind of fun to watch people say, "I've never seen this much stuff in one place at one time."
That you are the biggest bolt action dealer in Minnesota right now.
Well,
for
we
sure.
try, and that's all because we have this year we've kind of strategized and tried to make sure that we have 3 locations of operation centers now to help better serve our customers.
Okay.
And Paul is here, and he's out of Crown Point, Indiana,
Paul, this is your first time here with us at
Yeah, 3
Snafu,
people
so
are
thank you
with
for coming.
and he's our northeast or north store, Crown Point Logistics Center, and he'll be one. Then I'll have one in Oklahoma City, and then we have Sean Bagley out in Salt Lake City.
Okay.
So we'll have 3 of these, so we can better serve you, our customers.
All right.
Yeah, like
Cool.
you guys will, and you won't have to travel as far. Which
Yes,
is,
that's the ultimate
that's
goal.
kind of beautiful about
Yeah.
it. Is
Yeah.
like you guys will be able to go more places, but more quickly, and not have to like feel like you're driving all over the
12-hour
place.
shifts, yeah.
Yeah, you are driving all over the place for a long
Well, I
time.
appreciate that. Thanks.
All right. Yeah, so far so good. It's the second day of Renegade GT, first day of Operation Snafu wrapped up. so-
Beautiful tables.
Yeah.
Yep, we had 21 people sign up for Recon Rumble. We had 18 that actually played. Day
Right.
of.
That's pretty good.
For a single day event on a Friday,
Right.
Pretty good.
that's pretty damn good.
It's kind of like it really services those people that come from out of town. Like if you might as well just
Yeah.
come that extra day, and then you get to do something more. It's
Yeah,
really
I saw a
nice.
couple of them Thursday night when we were setting up.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
nice.
That's
That
right,
was
we had
pretty
a couple
good.
roll through, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So-
great.
And then
Um,
it was nice because I knew that they were going to be here for sure Friday. So they were from out of town.
Right,
Thursday
right.
night, so it makes like okay.
Well, and you
I
had
know
that
I'm going to
one
have
guy-
4.
Well,
Yeah, well, you had that one guy, and we chatted with him a little bit in our booth, that had that snow plow. He
oh,
was
it fucking launched
yeah.
the ice
Oh, yeah.
block into his
Oh, my
windshield.
God,
yeah,
I
he's
saw the
here. He showed me the
pictures.
pictures. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
was
pictures.
bad. That was
He was
brutal.
going under the overpass,
Yeah.
and the snowplow hit him, just shattered his windshield.
Yep.
Well,
Oh.
his snow hit him, right? He was driving over the bridge, and the bridge pushed all the snow over the
Yeah,
edge.
unbelievable.
Fucking giant ice chunk hit the windshield and
So
shattered
he
it.
took the Friday off that he was going to be playing to get a rental car to show up on Saturday.
Well,
And he's here.
That's,
That's
that's,
some
that's
here.
commitment. I would have
Yeah.
just been like, I'm turning around.
That's right.
Like,
This is a
I
bad
don't-
omen.
I don't want to die.
I don't want to get snow plowed at Snafu.
Where the fuck was he that had that much snow?
It was Wednesday.
He was up in Appleton, coming in from
Wisconsin.
Oh,
Wisconsin
okay.
got a lot more
Yeah, they
snow
got more
than we
snow
did.
than we did. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
The roads sucked here too, but they're not.
Oh, let me get the logo face.
Hey, get the logo out.
Yeah, we also didn't mention in case. So we decided to feature Dale's Stalingrad board here.
There we go. If you haven't seen it, this is one of the best Stalingrad boards I've seen in all my
The
travels.
lights work.
The lights
Yeah.
are working
Most
Most
of
of
them
them
are.
And-
Was
For now.
Stalingrad.
Yeah.
So
for now. And
It's about
for
5
your-
years old and they
Yeah.
don't all work anymore.
that's we can say for us
You know
too.
what?
Authentic battle damage.
I played on this first game and I smacked a couple lights while I was trying to get my shit, and I was like, ooh, I can. They're sturdy though. They're like,
Oh yeah, they're great. And,
How does it
and-
play?
And
I've never played on this board.
you know,
That's not true.
Oh no, I tested
You did play
version
testing
3
it.
of Bolt
You most
Action on
certainly
this
Really?
did. You and I
Against
played a game
Jeff.
on this
now
board.
this
yeah.
back
That's
up.
right.
You tested.
I
version
tested.
3.
I
See?
did.
Yeah.
That's right.
I
That's when we learned that you could snap to
Yes.
to what is it? Because I'm drunk.
trucks
Okay,
trucks
so-
with troops in it, or
Yeah.
LT with can snap the truck and the guys inside
And the guys
truck.
inside
as long
of
as
it.
it's open top or soft skin.
Yeah.
Send them down. The guys can pile out.
Right, because Jeff had set up right here.
I thought I was
on the
doing
other
good.
side, and I'm like, can I snap this guy and the unit? Because then the truck rolled out, and my 12-man Russian SMG squad piled out,
fucking-
and then point blank blew the shit out. of him.
Annihilated.
I remember giving that. I remember asking that question to Alessio the following day in the playtester group. He's like, "That sounds pretty interesting. Let's keep that." I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a few other words for it. Sure, let's go
right?
with it.
Well, you were on the
Yeah,
wrong
you
end.
were on
I
the
was
wrong.
on the
Yeah,
very
you were
much
just
on
point
the-
blank
Just to
into
point
that
out
one,
to
but-
the people out there that build these boards, on the left we have Jorg Benders and the
Things
from the
things
basement.
from the basement.
Okay.
on this
things,
side
yeah.
we have
This is
Benjamin
Blackside
and
Studios.
Connor's great Blackside Studios.
Yes.
So you can make the comparison. And I think you were saying that you got like
Yeah, there's another board that sits 6 feet over here, and the foreground which you couldn't get previously, but that might change in the future.
We'll
Their
see.
Pavlov's building, or Pavlov's house, they're building.
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
site, so,
But it's beautiful. Everything lights up. This is something.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
This is just good stuff.
And to answer your question, it was a fun board to play on. It's,
Good.
It, especially now with cover saves.
Oh, yeah.
Having a lot of cover.
Terrain is a lot more important,
Right,
isn't
the fucking craters that you can't probably see online, like there are places
Right.
to, there's places to hide your
Craters
troops.
go down.
Yeah, the craters go
Not
down.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, it turns
pretty
out. yeah.
pretty epic. It was a bloody ass battle. Sorry.
Yep.
Just I got to check to make sure because I can't see the
Yeah, but-
television.
The theme for this year's Operation Snafu is Stalingrad and Case Blue.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so we kind of tried to lean into that a little.
We didn't have any trouble finding German players.
We did not.
No, clearly people
Yeah,
like
they
German
co-
players.
Yeah, they've come out for version 3, I feel like.
Well, and they also they did leak the rules that are coming out for the book that's being released in January, and
Yep.
they're different than what they are in the core rule book.
Right?
Yep.
Preview.
They were previewed.
Previewed.
Yes,
Previewed,
they were
yes,
previewed. I don't.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's previewed by Warlord. That's pretty official.
Exactly.
To me.
That's what I'm saying. They're previewed by
Right.
Warlord. They
There'll
weren't.
be a few
They were
previews, you know.
Right.
So, and I think you're going to see even more Germans come out. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm finally putting together a German army that's been sitting
Well,
in boxes.
fuck. We're all
Well,
gonna be
well,
playing
and that
Germans,
new
yeah.
release of the new veteran sprue is just incredible.
Yeah? Are you
we,
kidding me?
We wish we could have had some here, but there was a shipping issue. But
I made Rick sad.
Yeah.
It did not make my weekend.
yeah, but it's
Sadly.
incredible. You know, every you know, a lot of our boxes now always have 5 sprues because there's 6 guys on a sprue.
Yep.
So that means on that one sprue we have an ATR. The famous picture of the guy holding the
Oh,
bipod
the
over the
shoulder
shoulder.
loader, yeah. or
And
the
we've
shoulder
got
holder.
like I said, ATR machine gun, got some terrain on there, got a flamethrower, and then the thing that gets me excited is there's 2 sets of goggles on there. but so there's 6. So you have 6 guys on a sprue, 5 sprues. That's 5 flamethrowers in one box.
Yep.
Or 5 machine guns.
Not
or-
seeing a lot of flamethrowers.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
I'm-
straight.
I'm
Right?
actually-
I think flamethrowers are still good.
Flame
They're not-
vehicles. I'm
I-
seeing.
Well, yeah, flame vehicles, but
Yeah.
I'm way more excited about.
I don't know. I think flame.
The-
Well, engineer squads.
Yeah, we'll see if. I'd be interested to try them out because I think you're right. I think
it's
there's
one of the
something
easiest
there.
ways
Yeah.
to one fire, one hit, remove a unit.
Yep.
And there just aren't enough.
Theoretically, yeah.
There aren't any other other of those.
I will second that by saying the United States currently does not have a full squad SMG setup. Your
Yeah.
max is 4.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, sure.
So-
yeah.
Well, you can
then
get 5 with paratroopers.
Nobody plays paratroopers.
Can you still
I
get?
play
Can you,
paratroopers.
can you still get regular engineers with the Americans now?
You can.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure can.
Germans can't. still.
Everybody except for
German-
Japan and British.
But that was in the
Oh.
Errata, so now
yeah,
they
they
can't.
did it
No,
right.
they can't.
They
added them.
They can get flame teams.
Flame
they can't
teams.
get
That's
flamethrowers
right.
in their
units.
engineer
Yes,
squads.
right,
Yeah,
that's
that
right.
needs that still needs to
Uh-oh.
get corrected.
No, no. Let me break it up with some water.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's a smart choice.
I've had quite a bit to drink already. Tonight,
Yeah, what's
so.
the? Yeah, this bourbon cream is good, but
Yeah.
what?
It's
How,
not
Again,
bourbon cream.
oh, what is
We're
it?
sponsored by 40 Cream from Canada. Thank you very much, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Jeff pulled this out of Ontario.
Wait, so what is it? What is it actually?
It's a whiskey cream.
Whiskey cream.
Sorry,
Whiskey
whiskey.
cream.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
I've never had bourbon cream last time. I was here 2 years ago. I missed last year.
Fantastic.
And that was a joy. But this is like,
Yeah. And then that's another thing too. I'm really happy that me and Paul are here physically instead of have to dial in like we did last year. Because
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nothing like being here with you guys. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
We agree. We love having you here.
And
For
hey,
those that actually heard that episode,
yeah, exactly. and
the few
100.
hundred that managed to download it before
And
it was
to be here-
redacted.
to be here for the 100th episode.
Yeah.
You guys have just
Yeah.
congratulations,
cheers
man.
again.
Thank you.
Yeah.
100th episode.
Drink
thank
this
you.
one.
Officially 100. Century mark.
Yes, I mean,
There's
I've always said I can do anything 100 times. So
that's right.
I'm not sure what to do with that.
Yeah, we were all ducking that one. I was just
Yeah,
looked.
we'll
I
let
didn't
that
even
one
say
just
anything.
slide on by.
This is the first time where we can actually do visual cues and it works.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
You got a
right?
background, got stuff. We need to
Right.
do some more. So
This
what,
background is
so
freaking
what should we
awesome,
talk
man.
about next?
I might need to figure out how to get one of these because if we ever do this again, I want this. damn thing.
Equilibrium.
So-
This is all from Morris and Falcon from Equilibrium.
Okay.
Great stuff. The other side of this has got a Blood Red Skies cover.
okay.
Whoa.
And this,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Cool.
it's double sided. It's fantastic.
That's super cool.
We love it, and we didn't have room up in our booth, so we figured you guys could do
Cheers.
the best
It's
you
awesome.
Thank
That's,
you.
that's super
and
cool.
then I saw it and I was like, it's got to go behind us.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
Beautiful.
Well, even the guys coming in this morning that, guys who played yesterday were like, what? And the guys this morning like, holy cow, you guys stepped up in the Stalingrad theme. I said, we had some help that time.
We had this
Thank
at
you.
Gen Con last year, and people were coming down taking pictures.
Taking selfies?
Oh
That's
my
what
God.
I said. I said, here's your selfie
It
spot.
is a
right
selfie
here.
screen for
It
sure.
is a selfie screen, yeah.
We should set up a photo booth tomorrow. We can just
Let's
take
walk in,
pictures
take
for
a
people.
picture in
Yeah.
front of the Stalingrad.
Hey,
All
bud,
right.
get your group together.
Yeah.
All right, so
Should we talk about the tournament a little
yeah, I
bit?
was just
How
about to
it's
go
going?
there.
Well,
Yeah.
tournament.
Why Snafu might be worth traveling across the world
Hell
to
yeah.
attend.
Well, A, because it's awesome.
A, yeah,
B, we're here.
We've heard something about the train seems pretty good.
yep.
C, all right.
Yep.
D, what about the actual games of the tournament? What sets us apart from what a regular?
I think we
Full
have
taxing
the
tournament
most
might be.
interactive narrative possible.
How could you make a tournament interactive when players are just playing against the person on the other side of the board?
Well, you put them all on 2 teams.
All right.
There it
That's
is,
a
right
start.
there.
Let's
That's
put
a
on
start.
teams.
Okay.
And then you put them on tables that their actions at the table can affect games that are going on at that same moment while they're
Like
still
those
playing.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
fucking hate you
Yes.
for that. By the way.
You've been doing it for years, and finally you're like, this sucks. You
Of
guys.
all the time the airstrike actually does what the airstrike's supposed to do, it did its job. I was
Well, in
happy.
fairness, we've certainly polished up the airstrike a little
Yeah,
bit.
we made them a little better.
yeah, you
to
did.
All
You
right,
did
make
great.
so-
sure
Yeah.
that it comes in.
So Jeff, talk to us a little bit about the objective tables that you've put together.
Well, sure. So the two most interactive ones are our artillery board, which is 4 artillery bunkers, and if you capture more than your opponent anytime during the game,
Turn 3 or later.
turn 3 or later, you can send out an artillery strike to any other table, either in this room or the other room that's not an objective table.
Immediately.
Yeah,
Immediately.
it resolves immediately. So you
Immediate
stop between
resolution.
dice, and it happens right then.
And it's good if you have an intelligence officer.
If
Right,
you have an
yep,
intelligence
yep,
officer, it's even better.
You get a +1 roll on the warplane type coming in.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you get
artillery
the
strike.
high. Well,
In
the
addition to whether it
artillery
comes in
sorry,
or not.
Artillery, yes.
Yeah.
Artillery comes in on a +1, so it's not going to go scatter.
Will not scatter.
It only is going to delay on a 1 or a 2.
Okay, there you go. Yes.
And then if you this year, if you have an intelligence officer, you're rolling an extra D6 and taking the high to add to 6. So
Okay.
if we had
Bigger booms.
so if you had a Soviet,
So
that
it's
had
like the
intelligence
Soviet
officer,
special
they'd be
roll.
rolling
Three
3 dice
No
and taking
kidding.
the highest.
Okay.
I'm
all
looking
right.
for the booms.
But if you
You're
didn't
not
have an
gonna-
intelligence officer and you didn't have an HQ that had line of sight to the point, it was just a flat 7 inches.
All right. All right.
Yep. So
Okay, so that's the artillery
that's
pits.
the artillery one. We
What's
have
the other one that brings the
No, 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 no,
interactivity
no.
to the
we've
the
got a
forefront?
we've got a beautiful airfield with 3
That's
planes on it. If you can control the control tower in the center of the place,
And you can't see these tables, but the artillery pit Jeff did, and it's brilliant. It's got
Oh my
488s
God,
on it.
It's awesome.
And the airfield table that Pat did he actually, so terrain being an important bit, he thought ahead, in my opinion, and it worked brilliantly. He's got snowbanks
Yes.
Yeah,
on the
for the runway.
runway
Yep.
that interrupts and provides some cover
Yep.
Yeah.
across what would typically, as an airfield, be completely open.
Just so
That's the
super flat.
biggest trouble with airfields is they,
Oh,
they're,
yeah.
they're very open.
Yeah.
But
very open.
yeah, this actually got snowbanks. Someone posted pictures from earlier today. I think Jeff finally did. 'Cause I'm horrible at pictures.
Jeff, our
Well,
player,
yeah, we
not
got-
Jeff.
Jeff, our
Yeah,
player.
Jeff,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
down
think
low-
Monty
Jeff-
took a lot
Jeff
of
Gillespie
pictures
took
too,
some
so he might have
pictures.
posted.
In
some.
Oklahoma, we have a similar airfield, and it's just wide open. You gotta
Yeah.
have some
Well, so now,
terrain there.
now here's the thing: the occupational hazard. That entire runway, I modeled in 3D design. and 3D
And then
printed.
printed it yourself. Yeah.
So there's no kits out there that
That's
can do
right.
that.
No.
That's
you
right.
should put that shit on Thingiverse.
I did it in a previous job. I don't have the files anymore.
Well, yeah, a little
Oh,
bit-
so it's
little bit.
it's another company's asset, is what you're telling
Yeah,
me.
it is
That's
now
kind
in
of
the
that's like some of the
Bastard.
snafu
What are they
assets
gonna do
got
with that?
stolen out of my car. So
right.
These
All right,
things
so
happen.
that's Pat's airfield table. So Jeff, how does the airfield work as far as the interactivity?
So if they've
goes?
controlling the air tower after turn 3, they can send out an airstrike to any table out here. That's not an objective table.
Yes.
And the plane comes by, and if your officer calls it in, and you might get an airstrike out of it if you have an intelligence officer, better not.
So all of these get a +1 on the roll, just
So-
because we want to encourage them to be
Yes, we
successful.
don't want them to land
Sure.
on yourself. Yeah, that would not be fun. So you got 3 planes you can send out during the course of the games, and occasionally they're very devastating.
yeah,
we
we
had
didn't kill a lot, but put a shit ton of pins
Ton
on
of
stuff.
pins.
Yeah.
I had a really fun one today that came over. It was an Allies airstrike, and Paul had given me a couple of sips of scotch before this. So I came over to the Axis player because he played Allies in Recon Rumble, and did the whole airstrike. And I'm like, oh, look at that! He pinned out a Stewart. I'm like, wait a minute, hang on, back all that up. It's for the Allies, and went to the other side of the table, and he destroyed his other person's tank. So it There's a lot of drama that went in just that one little
A lot
action.
of drama.
And what's the other table? That's the flag table.
Yeah,
Well,
we
there's
got a
two other
flag
objectives.
table.
There's
two other
yeah,
objectives,
raise
yeah.
the colors.
Raise the colors, and
Yep.
so
And those ones are next round bonuses.
Yeah.
those
Right,
ones, your bonus appears.
So how
next
do
round.
those work then, Jeff?
So raise the colors. There's a normal table, and you got a city table, and you got a flagpole in the center, and you want to get up and control it.
So it's a single objective in the middle
Single
of the
objective in the middle.
Table. Okay.
You want to control it, and when you do, you get to raise your country's flag on it.
Well, this year, because it's Stalingrad Case Blue, the flag that's on there is
Starts Russian.
Right,
There's
starts
Russian
the Soviet.
Or
What is it right
an
now?
Imperial
Or
It
German.
is currently Soviet.
It's
currently
currently
Soviet,
Soviet, yep.
Okay.
Matt
So-
Peterson raised the colors
In the last round.
in the last
Yep.
round. Issued a fire. He remembered to issue a fire
And
order.
that
So-
earns your players for your team a bonus dice in their dice bag.
Nope, that was
No, that's the
Partisans.
Foo
Sorry,
Bar.
that's the
That's
other one.
Partisans. That's the
Oh,
next
right,
one.
right. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Backwards,
So that's
backwards.
just, yeah, you get to ignore.
You get to
Foo
ignore
Bar.
your first foo bar. You
Yes.
get to ignore your
Re-roll.
first foo bar.
You get to
Reroll.
re-roll it.
Re-roll,
even.
not ignore.
Reroll.
Well, you get to re-roll the morale test.
No.
No,
The order
full bar.
test.
Just the foo bar,
Yes.
like on the chart.
No.
No.
If I
Which
roll a
part do you
foo
get to
bar,
re-roll?
I get to pick the dice back up and roll again on the
If you
roll
roll a
test.
foo bar.
You-
Right, so you're
You're
rechecking.
going-
Yeah,
you're
you're
going
Yeah.
for-
yeah.
A
The
foo bar
order
result
test.
on
So
the
you're
moral.
rechecking.
You're
Sorry,
rolling
your
my
order
first
check.
foo bar.
Sorry,
Yep.
sorry, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Using your morale, you are
Using your
taking an
morale.
order test.
And that's the
taking
raise
that
the
one.
colors table.
That is the
and
raise the
then
colors table.
we have the infamous
My favorite, the
Partisan.
Partisan
The
table.
one everybody
Partisan
hates
table.
to love to play
The
on.
Hotel de Boom
Or
Hoon.
they love to hate it.
Hotel
Which way
de
it goes.
Tell the boom boom.
Yes.
It's a dog kennel.
Right, so that one's got three
Basically,
objectives on it. You get a unit inside one of the three objective buildings. At the end of the turn, you roll a d6. On a 1,
Well,
whoops.
what's the thematic reason why they're rolling or why they're
Well,
the
you're, so
objectives
you're
are
trying to meet up with some partisans and get some partisans who are going to possibly help your faction. They have information, but they're untrustworthy. Sure, they might give you information, but it might be a double agent who decides to blow up the whole building. So you get in at the end of the turn, you roll a d6 on a 1. It was a bad guy, and they blow up the whole building.
They
So
were a double agent.
double agent.
Yeah.
So 2d6 hits, and the building stops scoring after that. If it's 2 through 5, you score 1 point for your side. Great, that's awesome. And this year, if you roll a 6, the theme is Boom Hoons. The building floods with Boom Hoons. Everybody within 2d6 inches takes 1 hit from a Boom Hoon. That's
Oh, my-
strength 8. And the
Strength
first,
8, Jesus.
it's like a suicide anti-tank guy, right? So the first time,
Well,
the
these,
first game,
these aren't actual bomb hounds. They're boom people.
one
Boom person.
Boom, no, I got a hound up there.
Okay.
Oh, there's a big old
All right.
dog up there. Don't worry. First game, only one guy got boom wounded. One single individual infantry guy got a
You
boom
were
wound.
very disappointed.
I was super disappointed. They made up for the second game
Such
where
a
it killed
sadistic bastard.
a Zinri, 2 Nimrods, a half-track, a
Damn.
truck, and I think 7 or 8 infantry.
Oh my
Damn.
It was wild. Boom wounds everywhere.
Yeah. And so that goes into the interactivity and the importance of the objective tables for our team tournament.
Well, do we explain?
Yes.
So that one gets you an extra order dice in the bag.
Yep.
That one's
That one.
bonus is an extra
Yes.
order dice in the bag.
So because we have an order dice limit of 15, that just becomes your color, even though it's one of our special gold order. Thanks, John.
Yep.
One of our special gold order dice. And so it counts as your color, so you get an increase in draw. And if you're one of the few people who actually had more than 15 units,
Yes.
well, now you've got an extra dice in the
Yeah.
bag, so you can
Our-
activate 16 of your
Exactly.
units.
Our limit is 15 dice in the bag. You can bring 16, 17, 18 units. They're just not all going to get to go.
Yep.
Roger.
So our first
Appendix 2, and it's still made version 3.
Still made
Yes,
version
it
3.
did our first version 3 tournament in version 2 it wasn't a 15 order dice limit.
It was 12.
It was 12.
a 12 order dice limit.
Yep.
So
We
that's
bumped
one of the changes that we've adopted with the
Yep.
new edition.
Yeah, we
Do
had to
we-
count for the extra officers that were
Extra
coming.
officers.
Right.
Yeah.
You platoon,
The
yeah,
platoon
yeah.
commanders.
Yeah.
Do we feel like it's played that, or how has it played differently now that we've had a few games with Recon Rumble and now the first day of Operation Snafu?
The good
Between
players
version
are
2
still
and
good
version
players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shocking.
That
Shocking.
doesn't change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't
Well, I
change.
was talking to Andrew earlier today, and Andrew Vitecchio, who does a lot of the stuff up here in the north.
Yeah, I know him.
He said he's got a couple dozen under his belt, and he's loving it because it's faster,
Yeah.
it's streamlined, it seems to go faster. But
Rick, why don't you go ahead and say what you
Yeah,
told
what do
me
you think,
earlier?
Rick?
Oh, what I was talking to you about.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
So this is
So
a guy
Rick-
in
Rick
playtesting who
is
is like
the
one of my
Axis
biggest
captain.
curmudgeons.
Yeah.
in their playtest,
But has
right.
been
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
today.
So yeah, I'm a ringer. I'm ringing this tournament because we had an Axis player drop. So
Because he took a promotion.
oh, is that what? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. He
Yeah,
had
he
to.
got
He took two
promoted.
promotion, got called
yeah,
in.
Yeah, I got called into work.
Yep.
Chad Murray, here's to you.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Wish you
congratulations
were
on the
here, but
promotion.
we got
But
it.
understandable. Anyway, so yeah, I was saying like, I really, 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 really hated the cover save idea. But the math on
Throughout
shooting,
playtesting,
the
yeah.
math on shooting is stupid fucking simple. and it doesn't suck. Like it's
There you
like
go.
I'm like, oh, am I hitting on 4s or 5s? Okay, I'm hitting on 5s. Great, and I roll, and it's done. Like it does. The pace is way less. I mean, I can do all the counting on one hand, right?
Yeah.
So I hate the cover saves.
What are you doing with your other hand?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Rolling-
Sorry, I was
rolling
this
the
hand.
dice.
Rolling the dice,
dice,
moving
right.
the units, yeah.
Yeah,
You're holding the dice.
Yeah,
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, fishing around.
Holding
in
the bag.
Yeah, fishing in the bag for my next dice.
Well, and I really liked on your sheet that you put out to people about the dice thing, because there's people out there that said, "Oh, look, I got an STL for dice. You should grab my, use my STL." No.
No.
You
No,
have
no.
to have the dice, because we all know you put your hand in your bag.
Yeah.
Oh, feely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
no.
exactly.
Unless
No
you're
Black
from,
and Decker modifications.
no fish
country
fingering.
and- yeah.
So
Anyways.
yeah,
No,
so
no kit bashing your order dice.
No kit bashing your order. dice, sorry.
the other side effect of that though was it was actually on this board. My first game, I shot a tank. He was in cover over here somewhere, and I'm like, okay, let's roll the damage because I hit you hard, penetrated. Okay, big chart, kaboom! You blow up, and then I was like, can you take your cover save after I've done all the fucking chart, put the shit
I
on?
did recommend you do.
Yeah, I as I'm aware now, I was like.
That's why, so you don't
Yeah,
get let
so you
down
don't
so
you don't
hard.
get so it doesn't hurt so much. I ended up pinning it out anyway, but it was fine. It was still, but
Interestingly enough, this is the first time that I've seen people play on this table where tanks have come up through
Yes.
Yeah.
through
Yes.
the rough ground
Yes.
to take
Yeah.
advantage of the cover.
the
I
cover,
have,
Yeah.
I have played on your table a number of times, Dale, and I will tell you right now, it plays better in V3, 100%.
Okay.
yeah.
It was ahead of its time.
It was way ahead of its time.
All right.
Because of so much cover like that, there were so many times you had to roll 7s in V2 to hit anything, and that was a very slow
Just
game.
a
And now,
Just
now
slap
sevens
fest.
Now,
are
it's-
rare.
now 7s are almost
Super
almost
rare. Only inexperienced.
Yeah,
a unicorn. You almost never
yeah.
see
Or
it.
you have to be down your squad leader NCO
Right.
and be pinned. And
Right.
Yeah,
so
there's
this
a
plays
crazy amount of
beautifully in
shit you
third
have to-
edition. I
yeah.
love it in third edition.
Yeah, it played really well. We had a good time. It was
So,
very bloody.
well done,
but,
Alessia Warlord and
Thank
playtesters.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That.
and
Two
many more.
playtester guys, yeah.
and the
And
many
many
more.
more.
Yeah.
Many more.
Several of which who are
The many
actually
more.
here.
So we're some of the many more. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I don't know. It clicked for me today from like a standpoint. I'm like, yes, I don't like the cover saves, but
It works.
Yeah,
the
does
part of
work.
it is like, am I hitting on 2s? Am I hitting on 4s? Or am I hitting on 5s? Is basically what it came down to the entire time. So, yeah, it was good times.
Yes.
Have we seen anything else of our predictions come true? Like,
Yes.
pinning out more often, or less close combats, or
what's close combat?
Let's
Yeah,
go.
there's
let's
no
go
close
combat.
combat.
why would you even
Yeah.
What?
run up?
Because I put it as a secondary objective.
That's
And
about.
that's not in the second. I'm not. I'm not
We
scoring
haven't,
a
we haven't
secondary
talked about that for
objective.
the tournament
I will
yet,
actually be
but-
very curious how many people check that secondary objective off.
Well, you can ask them and turn them sheets.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
find
yeah,
out
yeah.
again. I know
it
that's
would,
why.
it would almost have to be an optimal situation in order for you to not stop in point blank and shoot,
Right. If
and
you're like
instead
gonna go-
decide
yeah.
to go into
Right,
close
you're moving.
combat.
You're gonna try and move through to get to the objective or
Right,
whatever.
it's-
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think. Like dislodging somebody from a building when it's critical to dislodge them. Maybe you go in after them.
Sure.
Right.
It's more of a desperation.
It's more desperate. Yeah.
which I think is intentional.
It's very intentional.
off what we've
I
gotten
think it's
back.
been very
Oh,
intentional.
I agree.
Yeah.
What else did I discover? I really like LMGs.
Yeah.
German
Ah.
LMGs are freaking pants, man.
Fantastic,
They're super
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
For their points, they're
Yep.
great.
Autocannons rule the day at the
I,
moment.
just
thought
say,
autocannons
I
would be great.
didn't see any autocannons yet, but
You haven't seen any yet.
Zero.
Oh wow.
I felt like there were more autocannons at Recon Rumble than there were.
I played.
There's a lot.
There were a
of
lot
so
of
I played,
autocannons.
I played 2 Soviet players so far.
Oh, not a huge
and there aren't a
autocannon.
lot
Yeah.
of. There aren't any.
They're not a
There's
huge
not a lot of
autocannons,
choices there,
actually.
so like it's not optimal for them to try and.
Well, and you're on
Um,
the German side who has the most.
Yeah,
Right,
you,
yeah,
you,
yeah, fair.
you may want to talk to the guys at Warlord about making that Crusader AA tank a plastic kit, maybe.
Yeah.
Instead of
I
resin.
think
There's going to be
instead of
more
resin, I
plastics.
think you're going to
You
sell
will see more plastics in
just
the
a,
future.
just a lot of them. Same with Kugelblitz, Flak Panzer Corleone, even though it's a prototype, but we love that kind of stuff. Who doesn't love cool, weird tanks?
That's right.
And
I mean, they made
if you can
mouse.
get them to make the skink with the
They make a mouse in plastic.
the Canadian
No,
one that's
I
got the
don't
four
think it's
HMGs.
resin,
I mean,
right?
Yeah. Well,
just saying, you know.
You will see more plastic kits in the future. I'll make that prediction now.
I
You'll see more
will.
plastic.
I will say if any other of the plastics look like the German plastics, it's going to be it's an
Oh, yeah.
exciting future.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
we're,
yeah.
we're excited about getting that veteran sprue out. Next will be the Russians, I think, in the queue,
Yeah.
and we'll finally get rid of the last of the have to have a weapons sprue.
These guys?
These guys, yeah. So both the winner and the
And
Russians.
it works on TV.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
it finally does.
So exactly.
Is that what you kept doing all the
All the
time?
time, all the
Okay.
Why the fuck is Rick just being silent?
He'd say that, and you hear the microphone get hit by something. You know? You're like,
So
oh, what's going on?
We're gonna see finally the death of, and it's not that we're gonna get rid of the weapon sprues. You can always pick that up, but the sprues will have the hands and the weapons. So that'll be the last one that we have. So of course now that means we have a new Russian sprue.
Yeah.
We have a new German sprue.
Mm-hmm.
We might see something
Well-
new in the future for both of
I
those.
was just say America. Oh, I see.
Ah,
Like right here.
aha.
It comes with all of this terrain. Is that what you're saying?
in a
Jay?
box.
That what? $28.99? Is that what it was?
$28.99, yeah,
It's just for the snafu guys. You
Well-
heard it here.
Use this code.
So we can talk a little bit about the board. We've already talked about these two buildings. The rest of these buildings were from Frontline,
Frontline Games.
Yes.
Frontline games. For
Not-
Mario. Yeah.
not Frontline Gaming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are the
oh,
Mac
yeah,
guys.
Frontline Games.
Frontline Games.
In
Mario
addition,
is true.
The
mats.
the mats that I
Oh,
use
God,
for the
love
roads.
It's just yoga,
Also-
right?
It's
That's
a yoga
Frontline
mat,
Games. It's a
effectively.
yoga mat, yeah.
But I got those from Frontline Games.
Yeah, I took 100 of these in a suitcase over to the UK headquarters so we could put those on our website.
Do you want to say that legally?
You already did.
Did you claim that in customs?
We,
Years
uh,
ago,
we don't
years
kink
ago.
shame.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It was done.
Kink
I
shame.
love these mats.
Yeah.
They're just fantastic for
Yep.
a road.
And actually, John, you had a part in this board, whether you realize it or not. I think the first time that you were here and we were talking before I built the board, you're like, hey, look at this bin that I got. It was a box.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm digging around and there was a Rubble kit from
Yes.
Frontline Games.
Yes, there was.
And that's like
Mario.
everything.
I used that
Yeah, I used
for
those too.
Yes.
all of this
Yeah,
Rubble,
Mario was great, man.
all of this Rubble stuff in particular. And so it was a combination of different things. Also, the sidewalks were that as well.
Yeah.
I picked those up too. So
Yeah, Mario does a great job with
This
this,
is
and then
funny.
of course Tim Peasley. He's another guy that's in the Midwest, and he's one of our
Wow.
Raiders. He does a lot of this, and he uses the dental cast
Mm-hmm.
stuff,
Oh, all
and
right.
he's got like all kinds of
Thanks, Alec.
yeah, he does all kinds
Just
of.
let us know the sound is good.
Oh, thanks.
I reached out. I was like,
That's
is it
good.
good? And I don't know
He's got
what's
all
going
kinds of
on.
like bricks and rubbles and piles.
Mhm.
It's that little
And-
little extra stuff that
The,
just makes his
um,
boards.
The bricks are things from the basement.
Yeah.
He sells them for a
Yard,
penny,
way to go,
a penny
brother.
each.
Yeah, I
penny
yelled
is
at
a
you.
lot.
a penny
so-
a piece for the MDF. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a
You,
bunch of those.
you
in
have
my-
to break them apart.
Yeah.
They're like just strips.
Yeah.
It's not that hard though.
it's okay.
Well, I've found other ones that are cheaper
Pre-made.
and
Yeah.
pre-painted and yeah.
I saw someone.
So-
Oh, someone just came in here.
You know,
They're
and
welcome
they
to
discovered
come
the
in.
wrong place.
They're like, oh, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. We're in like the maze. It's like you feel like I was in the labyrinth when I was like
Yes.
trying to go to the bathroom.
Well,
I
there's
can't
like
find
3
it.
or 4 Minotaurs down
Oh, I
there.
imagine
for
after this
sure.
drink, by the time I come to the bathroom, I'm gonna go into the next room
The
instead of
hor-
ours.
the horse
Oh,
heresy
the
room,
horse
yeah.
room. Yeah.
No,
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 Horse heresy room.
Oh, yeah, that's not.
Huh? What?
Oops.
That room's got all the minotaurs.
The
It does.
THC room.
It does.
A THC room. Yes.
I swear my drink became infused as I walked by their room. So
I think they had incense burning in there. I was like,
I hope that's all.
Well,
it
that,
is.
those are the guys
they had
that
some,
keep
they had some
stepping
death
outside.
metal
Yeah,
playing and
don't worry,
stuff.
They
Better
did.
than 40K, man.
Oh yeah, this is the first time that I don't think we've had World War II music playing during. The,
Exactly.
well,
During the
we've
tournament,
learned on YouTube that we get struck from.
Oh,
every-
that's-
Yeah,
Actually,
that's a big thing.
Really?
That's true enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got so
Ironically enough, I downloaded it all from YouTube. But
Yeah.
I
So-
apparently can't upload it.
Yeah, so copyright is 50 years after the artist dies.
Oh.
So if it's World War II, there still could be a chance
Yeah.
that they've been,
Ah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, it's fine. So we just can't monetize it. It's not a big deal. Like,
Okay,
so it's
We're not making money
and it's
here.
blocked in Russia. So I was like, hey,
Oh!
yeah, watch
Oh,
out!
no.
All our Russian listeners are gone
Yeah,
now.
darn.
Oh, no.
Oh
Darn.
no.
And it was just a way to populate our YouTube channel. So like, people go watch them or listen to them if you want. There's no video, obviously. It's just our like thumbnail.
Right. It's probably just the audio.
And
It is just our podcast.
you may
Actually-
correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe YouTube uses an AI to look at that.
Yep,
and they,
yep,
and they auto strike.
100%
Well,
it's
and
your
it-
responsibility to try and argue it back.
Yeah,
if you
but they're
want
like
to.
they have the recording, like
Yep.
the distributor or the company that owns the copyright.
And
stuff.
I got to give a big shout out
Not
right
that
now
big a
to
deal.
Melissa Dower, who's our now social media person,
Yeah.
and she is phenomenal about trying to run
I
down
think
that
we
stuff.
met Melissa when we
Yeah,
visited.
Melissa
Florida.
is
we did,
phenomenal.
yeah.
We did.
She's great. This is her jam, and she's
Okay.
doing great.
Is she
And
the one that likes 100 grand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
100
candy
gram
bars?
bars.
Yeah.
The candy
Oh,
bars,
yeah.
right?
I'm
Yeah.
friends with her already. I
Yeah,
like those
right.
too.
But
I
thanks,
stole them all out of
Melissa
my kids'
and
bags.
Craig
and shit,
Cunningham
yeah.
and all the folks over there, especially our marketing crew with Pete,
Okay.
Pete Gosling.
Nice.
Very
All right.
cool.
So did we actually, I know we're live, but did we want to break a little bit before we jump into the Warlord specific stuff and the rest of it? Or,
Or
do
can we
just,
break because we're live?
We can
well,
absolutely
there
pause.
may be some restrooms.
Well,
needed,
restrooms
and-
needed.
What, you guys?
We're gonna
Yeah.
polish that bottle, aren't we? It's
I
like
hope so. I
already
don't know
fucking
what's
empty. I think.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, you can't bring it back open.
I don't want to. Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Did you say you wanted some?
Really-
no,
it
no. You keep
really
the bottle as a
is.
souvenir.
Okay, come on,
I've
No,
got
no,
the
no, no,
Rick-
no, 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 no. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Rick. There's not going to be much left. I mean,
I'll take a little pour.
I'm good
I
for
heard
now.
Phil's glass.
I've had plenty, so.
I cannot. Stop. All right. Good. Thank you.
Before we break, do we want to cheers to 100 episodes?
Again.
We can
Again.
talk a little bit about what that might mean. I guess I haven't thought about that. So
Well, I mean, we're what?
Just numbers.
So
No, no,
okay.
They
it's
have
not-
more.
We
it's
lived
not
we
numbers.
lived through an entire version.
We
Yeah.
did.
we
it's
did.
not numbers. Think about where you guys
What-
started 100 episodes ago.
Okay, let's start at the top. We're gonna go through the history of our
February
relationship here.
2017.
Is
Right,
there a history?
Right. So Warhammer died. I'm just
It
gonna
shit
say
the
it.
bed.
Warhammer
It shit.
Fantasy
It
VIII
pooped. It pooped in not a group.
Like, think about that. Like, what that actually means. It did that.
Yeah.
It
It
shit
did. The game
bed.
stopped
Yeah.
being made.
Yeah,
It's-
it dissolved
Goddamn
very
Manfred.
yeah. Anyway, okay, so that's where we started. We met you at Adepticon.
Now, not we. I wasn't there.
Us three.
Us,
All
yeah,
right.
Yep. Okay.
And he very skillfully lightened our wallets.
Yep.
Yeah. And
You're
yeah,
welcome.
yeah, it was very
So,
generous. Thank you.
so
yeah.
what are these three guys? Was it an obvious mark?
Well, yeah,
Like,
no,
look at these
like,
guys.
yeah, here they
These
come
guys
now.
got
Oh
cash.
my
I
god,
need it.
this will be the easiest sell
John,
ever.
John just like while I was talking to him, reached and grabbed my wallet and like tapped it, and it was over. It was like oh, and like walked away
You
with a bunch of
guys
stuff.
have made my job over here so much easier because when I can find people like you and people like Doug Glover and his crew over there, in
I don't know what that
Pursuit,
means.
But it's just
Give him a minute. Give him a minute.
you have a love of the hobby, and it's so
Yeah.
easy. And all it took was a little spark to ignite it. And you guys have taken a love of the hobby, things you like to do, and you've created this one of the better benchmark. I mean, Paul, you've been around the United States too.
Yep.
And this is one of
You
the
don't have to be nice just because you're here.
no, but it's one of the best
You kind of have to. a little
run,
bit.
best led.
Yeah,
I
he's-
think you
that's his
guys,
job.
Juggers have their thing in the UK. I think you guys are equal to or better.
Cheers to Juggers. I like
Yeah,
the Juggers.
Yeah,
I love the
yeah.
Juggers. They're great
You know
guys.
what? They were great to hang out with.
Yeah, exactly,
I,
right?
I love spending time
Yeah.
with the Juggers.
They were
But-
fun to play
but
stupid
you
ass
guys
games with.
have-
I would
Sure.
love for them to come here
Yeah.
and for us to go there.
Gauntlet Throne. but
Atlanta or Adepticon?
Depticon, yeah.
Maybe.
Depticon.
Depticon's
Yeah,
a
there's
good
definitely probably better options
Well, the thing
as far
is,
as tournaments.
I've
Yeah.
worn their shirt at Adepticon. It's
Well-
now time for them to come over here.
I would
That's right.
rather get to play in a tournament with them than them come to our tournament.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'd like
yeah,
to,
I'd rather play
yeah.
with them. They're
yeah,
great. I
but
love
the thing
those
is,
guys.
It'd be more
you
fun.
guys have done this 100 episodes. You have spent your most precious commodity time
Yeah.
in doing this and promoting the hobby, not Warlord, the hobby. And I can't say enough about it. You guys, thank you very much for that, and thanks for letting us be here for your 100th
Yeah,
episode.
100%.
All right.
Cheers, guys. So it all started at Adepticon.
Yep.
And John's like, "Hey,
No, it all
kids,
started
come over
with-
here and look into my jacket."
It started with Jeff going. So
And he
Pat,
wasn't wearing-
I found
he
this,
was
I
wearing
found
a
this
kilt.
World War II
I
game.
found this
me
World
show
War
you.
II game.
I'm like,
Show you my
I
kilt.
love World War II.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I wasn't there, so I'm actually
Well,
curious. Walk through
so
it.
like the very very initial is Paul Gonsalski.
Yep.
I blame him because
Paul
we're at
G,
a
okay.
we're at a Wapaka tournament.
Okay.
Yeah.
And between after hours, he's playing some miniature World War II game with like German stuff. I'm a history buff, so I was like, I sit down, I was like, oh, what's this? I was like, damn it, this looks really cool. This is really awesome. So I tell him Pat, I'm like, hey Pat, I saw this World War II game that looks way more fun than anything else we were playing at the moment.
Oh God, Infinity was awful.
Oh, that was when
I
that was
like
after
rules,
World,
but
World, yeah.
That was
Over
because it was the
balls.
year we went to play Infinity. A lot of us were
Right,
playing
it was-
Infinity at Wapaka.
yeah, the
And
Warhammer
Infinity's,
died,
I,
yeah.
I want to say Infinity's a beautiful game. It's a little too crunchy for me.
Wolf.
What-
I
what
like
was
rules,
then?
but
We haven't
good
played them forever.
grief.
It's
Yeah.
still crunchy.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's still pretty crunchy.
It,
Thicker of a book.
they have
It's like a 2-year learning curve on that.
they have brought the scope back
Have
in.
they?
Yeah, but it's still
You mean there aren't
like,
5 levels of stealth anymore.
no,
and-
I just love the terrain for Judge Dredd. But that's
Well, there's
exactly.
their
Exactly.
terrain is
Oh, I
They're
love the
beautiful.
terrain.
And
I
the
love-
miniatures are beautiful.
The miniatures
Like
are fucking gorgeous.
Warsenal
Yeah.
had beautiful terrain.
Yep.
That's how I started the terrain, was with the Warsenal
Warsenal,
terrain.
you were
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
beautiful Warsenal
Yeah.
terrain. So yeah,
So
I don't.
I
that's when I
did-
became
I did
a terrain
mediocre.
guy, actually.
Well,
was
But
You know,
even
it-
mediocre was good with their shit. Like Warsenal shit was
and
awesome.
you've got, things from the basement. You've got
yeah.
Black Site, and then of course, Dad's Army's got all of the Impudent Mortal stuff now. So you've got all that kind of terrain
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean,
It's just
And Infinity did one thing really well. Their starter box, playing it right out of the box was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Tire
the
box.
thing we really want.
sorry, we'll talk about that
we'll-
sometime.
That's the thing we
we'll
really
get to
want.
that.
Easy on the product placement, John.
Infinity wasn't landing on all fronts for us.
It was not landing on all fronts. I hate to say that this would be my true criticism of the game. When I went and played a game, it wasn't relaxing or fun. It was sort of like
Yeah.
doing work for me again.
It
'cause
was
there's
such
so many things to
so
remember.
much mental taxing
It was
in that
so
game. Yeah.
mentally taxing. And it's like, I love painting your miniatures. I
I was
love
lost,
looking
too.
at your miniatures.
And it was because the player I was playing against knew the game better than I did.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
It was,
And I was
yeah,
probably
yeah.
shit too.
I mean,
have to-
yeah, I was not a
You
great
had to
player.
invest some very serious time into understanding the nuances, the rules. When you get to the point where like you exchange your army list and you give him a blank piece of paper, you go, ha ha. It's like,
Oh, boy.
Because their entire army's fucking
Right, 'cause
yeah, his whole
yeah,
thing's
it's-
invisible. It's like, ah, cool.
this is
Alright.
gonna be great.
This is gonna be
So,
fun.
Pat,
So-
should we just press, or what should we do?
Let's keep going for a second.
Go for
Unless-
this. Let's finish
unless
this
somebody
topic
needs,
out.
yeah. So
Get us
anyway,
into bolt action.
yeah,
so.
we got to you. We started bolt action, and
Well, I remember
We started
in the
the
club.
tail end of V1.
Tail end
Right.
of V1.
And John was gracious enough to give you a free German army book.
yeah, he's like, oh, you buy the rule book, I'll give you the army book for
First
free.
it's free,
and none
baby.
of this shit was fucking legal in like 3 months. But
It was
whatever.
less than that. It was 2. And then the next version came out
Yeah,
with
he
the,
knew.
with the
He
V2.
knew.
I was like, wait, shit.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so but the podcast came around because I listened to a bunch of our Warhammer friends were doing podcasts and stuff, and I thought that
What's his bucket? The Infinity podcast.
Greg
Uh,
and Joel.
Joel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Joel.
Joel did.
Yeah.
So, but there was there was Point Hammer. There was a bunch of podcasts I had followed over the course of time,
Minnesota has a huge
and
wargaming community.
there was a
in
huge
podcasting.
void with bolt action.
At the
Great.
time.
Tremendous
There
void.
was nobody doing it at that point. And I was like,
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit, but it was spotty.
I was just say it was Brad.
The Bolt
Brad
Action
might have
Alliance,
been doing, yeah,
Brad,
yeah.
Bolt
Was
Action
doing
Alliance
some stuff,
was kind of-
and
But it was
Bud
already-
They were tailing off.
they
for
were
a
already
while.
fading
They were
off,
tailing
but they were-
off,
Great.
yeah.
wasn't
Doing whatever.
consistent
It wa-
necessarily. Yeah.
So I decided like let's do this, and I was like, who should we have on it? And I figured these 3 guys were the ones.
Out of our group,
And I
yeah.
was like, we got all the
I
different
appreciate you
boxes
asking
checked.
me. Yeah.
All the boxes were checked, and I was like, this is the group. Like, and I don't have to do anything anymore. You guys have got this figured out, and you guys are.
Well, hang on, Rick.
You just spent 45
you just-
minutes making this
I was
goddamn
gonna say,
thing
you
happen.
made
So,
Yeah,
This is our
This-
first live episode.
this is not 48. This is not 45 minutes. This is
well,
like
this is 45 minutes
This is
here.
This is 4 days worth of fucking
Right,
around
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
find
yeah,
like
and
how all this.
I have
shit
no
works.
idea how to do
Don't
any
say
of
you
this,
don't
so-
do anything.
Well, fair.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
don't
but
say you
I
don't do
just
anything, that's right.
I can just press the play button, and you guys have got to figure it out, right? You got the tournament guy. We got the guy that can interview people because I can't interview people. We
I also
have a
sexed it up.
historically very historical guy here. We got
He's
it
also
all.
actually really good at playing the game.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
which
is.
is all,
Occasionally good, yeah.
3 of you are very good at
Occasionally
playing the game. I've gotten 2 minor losses, so
Hey, that's a step up than last year.
yeah, and I've
Hey,
got
you're ringing effectively.
Yeah,
I've got
that's
I've
what
got
we're
8
supposed to be doing
secondary
when you're ringing.
objectives though.
All right.
5 in the first round somehow. I don't know how I got 5 in the first round,
All right.
but
Yeah, well, you're a much better
Only
ringer than
counted
either
once.
Pat or I, because we always win, and it's like that's not, you're
Yeah.
not supposed to do that.
well, and I brought a shit ton of
I
tanks
mean, that's how
too.
the
I'm
Axis
did,
rolled
it
out
looked
in
really
the end.
cool.
was
I feel
with
kinda
all the
bad.
secondary
Nah, it
objectives
looks
they
cool
got.
as hell.
smoking things with
There's,
those tanks.
there's
but-
one of the players I was talking about when I was talking to Recon Rumble when we were short. We were missing a guy for like the first 10, 15 minutes, and I'm like, okay. And he looks at me, he's like, "You don't have to ring, do you?" I said, no. And Paul's here in case
Paul's here.
he's
Paul,
gonna play
you'll
the
love
first
Paul.
game.
He
It's a
likes to roll
win.
once.
You're
when-
not gonna ring, are you?
Th-
Like,
I
no,
get
no.
I get the opposite effect when I tell the Axis players that I have to ring. They're like, "Aw, you do you?" I was like, "Sure, I do. I'm sorry, it's not my choice."
Great.
Anyway,
Yeah, but here we are, what, 6 or 7 years later now?
6 or 7. I don't
Maybe
remember.
February.
Any-
Entire
February of-
edition
Yeah.
has come around.
2017.
We've had at least, I think we've got four new players to our tournament,
All right.
and 3 of them are within their first few games of actually bolt action.
We had a guy
That's
come.
awesome.
Their
We had a
first, we
guy
have
come
3
from
there in their very
Germany this
first
year.
tournament.
You know.
Germany.
We had a guy come from Germany this year.
Well,
Wow.
he's moving back here, but
Oh, yeah,
technically
but
he
he's
came
from Germany. We also so this is a very personal story. We're gonna just say this because
Rick, we talked about this. We weren't going to talk about this.
shit. I'm sorry.
Too late
we also
now.
we also have a friend in our club that only joined our club because he heard our podcast,
Yeah.
and he's a dear friend.
Yeah, he is.
And he asked us to sign our book, and I totally turned him down because I was very salty about the book.
No.
But I'm
you
gonna sign his fucking book,
To sign version 3.
his version, our version 3 books.
Right,
yes, yeah.
because we were graciously invited to play test it
We did.
Right.
and provide feedback, which
Well, and
was an incredible honor.
Yeah, and it's his connection to us.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm like, okay, he explained it to me, and I was like, yeah, totally, I get it. I'm going to sign your book.
I didn't
now,
understand
100%.
it either.
Yeah,
I should
yeah.
sign that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So.
You
even
never
though
know.
the
You never
process
know.
of the
Yeah.
play
That-
testing
and that
wasn't
becomes-
ideal for everybody.
Right.
Please
Well,
see episode 97.
But it actually has nothing to do with that. It was for him. It was
Right.
bolt action was our
It was
connection.
meaningful.
And
it
that
was
becomes the
meaningful.
heirloom for his family to carry
Exactly.
on, which
Yeah.
is just crazy and blows your mind.
And-
Who is
Yep.
this Rick Ubler guy? Nobody
Well,
knows who
but
this
it's
guy is.
interesting because I'm not enthusiastic about version 3 at the moment, or about bolt action.
You should play my game tomorrow.
should play
got
in
one-
general.
you got tomorrow's morning.
But being here today and
It's
seeing
different
everyone
when you
again
play.
and meeting
Yeah,
the new
it feels
guys
very different. I
and,
agree.
and setting the table up again and watching people just really enjoy themselves has been really good for me.
I've
Yes.
never. I
It
always
takes
say
it takes a box for
it's
sure.
always great to
And-
have good friends,
Yeah.
good tables, good paints. It just doesn't get better than that. Whatever
doesn't,
libation you like to drink,
I'm gonna
it's
go.
fun to play this game.
Pause
it matters.
Pause it
It
for a
matters.
second.
Yeah, it
Okay.
really.
Okay.
In the end, it really matters.
They
and I
won't
think
enjoy
I'd
the music.
forgotten how much that matters. So
Yeah, no, they won't enjoy the music, but
yeah, good. Are we gonna?
you're gonna just sign.
Are
us
we gonna
off
break?
We're gonna kick
Yeah,
going.
so moment here, Rick's gonna hit a pause. We're gonna go ahead and take our break here, and we'll be back. It's not gonna be 3 minutes, probably closer to 5 or so. So we gotta walk for
I
this.
promise
Exciting
we'll be
stuff
back.
on the other side.
I don't know what just happened, but green stuff came on the screen.
That's still going.
Okay.
Just a heads up, the audio doesn't end, even though the video has.
Oh.